So much. How are you?
Well, I'm doing all right, but not doing our January 6th prisoners are not doing so well. And having been a felony judge, it grieves me to see the vendettas. I mean, we kind of currently an attorney general that's more vindictive than the late John Mitchell and more manipulative than J. Edgar Hoover, and it does not bode well for our justice system at all.
You know, you point out the American Civil Liberties Union, the ACLU. You talk about this in the piece. You know, I remember these guys. I mean, they'll defend anything for the freedom of speech and for, you know, they'll defend Nazis. They'll defend anybody you can think of.
Yeah.
It's all about civil liberties. They'll defend people they disagree with. They won't touch the January 6ers.
They used to, but they have become so political themselves that I don't see that they will stand for civil liberties, because they're not right now. And listen, as a former felony judge, there are people involved in January 6th I would have no problem sending to prison. But most of them committed misdemeanors, and if they committed a felony, usually that is the obstruction of an official session of Congress, which is exactly what most of the Democrats committed in June of 2016. Unlike some of the January 6ers who came in for 20 minutes, some of them were waved in, that kind of thing. But in June of 2016, it wasn't a matter of 6 hours max. It was around 24, 26 hours that the Democrats staged a sit-in on the floor. They obstructed an official session of Congress. And those people that are the most hypocritical are wanting the heads of people that did only a fraction of what they did. It wasn't right when they did it. It's not right when the January 6ers did it. But the thing about a good system of justice is that justice is supposed to be blind, applied fairly across the board. And really, Greg, it's why I won't watch the January 6th hearings. I mean, when I was in the Soviet Union, I didn't want to watch a Soviet trial. Don't want to watch Iranian, North Korean. They're not fair. That's not justice. And this isn't justice either. It's exactly what the two impeachments were. And that is using government taxpayer money for the rawest of political opportunity.
So, Congressman, we have to face facts here, though, that you, a very small number of others, very few in the media, are talking about these issues in this light, the way we are tonight. Very few Republicans, quite frankly, in Congress are stepping up to defend these people. And I keep coming back to Ashli Babbitt, who was, I believe, murdered by Lieutenant Byrd. We have a picture of Byrd and Babbitt together. She was unarmed. She did not pose a deadly threat. I believe, and I've studied this issue rather extensively, there's not a police department in the country that would say that this was a justified shooting.
No.
But the problem is, I don't see many other Republicans, asking questions about this. That Capitol Hill
police. Well, and I don't hear many in the media pointing out what you have. And let me just say, Greg, I'm so grateful that you've been willing to point that out. Now, whatever you want to call it, when I was in the Army, what happened to Ashli Babbitt was called an ambush. And we were taught how to set up ambushes. But I still, if we had a legitimate January 6th inquiry going on, you would have the two Capitol Police officers that were standing in front of the doors, because as long as they were there, no one made a move on those doors. Then I couldn't tell if they said something to each other or if there was some motion. Somebody else made a motion, but all of it, they look at each other and then they moved out from in front of the door. I know you've seen it. You've touched. And then once they were out of the way, then the glass gets broken. They help put Ashli Babbitt's neck right into the crosshairs of the ambush, and she was ambushed by a Capitol Police officer.
This is that video right there where those cops just walk away for who knows what reason. Congressman Gohmert, Please, I know you'll stay on the case. If the Republicans take over, I hope we get the answers that America deserves. Thank you, sir. Congressman Louie Gohmert. It's the pieces in the Epic Times, worth reading. And, of course, more information at the Congressman's website. Thank you, sir, very much.
Thank you, Greg. Thanks for caring so much.
Of course. Oh, it's a privilege. I'll be right back.